Greetings, everyone. We're back again, playing around with the ideas of Minecraft and not having to use graph paper and just doodling in your sketchbook. I don't know if it's necessary to have graph paper. I think it's neat to have the concept of graph paper, and this is why I have off to one side these puzzle cubes. And it sort of helps to sort of look at things and go, okay, yeah, I can picture one side being, let's say, a little more exposed than the other. And it helps that, for something like this, you don't see any more than 3 sides of this cube at any one time. You don't see 4 sides of it. So it's a good reminder of your doodling, unless you warp it. And maybe we'll do another video about warping cubes and stuff like that. So I'm going to set that there. So what I'm going to do is maybe draw like Steve, but not really Steve. This could be just somebody else, but we'll kind of pattern it a little bit after Steve. And again, we might use one of these to just trying to figure out how much of the face we need to see or whatnot. Does that make sense? Anyway. Well, off we go. What I'm trying to do now is just try to figure out where I want Steve to sit next to this creeper. I think instead of using this pen to start, let's do this in solid colors first. And that way it'll give us an idea of where we want certain things to be. It'll keep it light enough that we can kind of work with certain parts of the mistakes that we could make. So let's say that's the head of Steve. I'm going to zoom in on that a little bit. See if we can work around. So you can see I did a little bit of like block warping here with the face. Now we know that, I have an idea. So we're not going to live with that one. Something like that. And something like this for the body. So that's not really complicated. Puts them kind of around the same height. So what we're going to immediately start to do is figure out where his mouth is and all that kind of stuff. It's funny, when I think of some of these characters, I like to think that perhaps they could exist in our world. Although they don't have to, but it's just kind of fun to think that way. Now for fun, I'm just going to give him bluish eyes. We're going to try to work with complete colors if we can. I'm going to lock that if I can. Good. And so when you play this game, do you do it as missions? Is it mostly solo play? Are you building something very specifically? Are you mainly going after certain treasures? People have different objectives, I suppose, when they play Minecraft. And that's fine. You are not stuck doing one thing in particular when you play the game. As you can see, I'm kind of like roughing in this color a little bit, because I am going to blend in a way after anyway, so most of these sort of streaky lines will disappear. Interesting. Next, we're going to try to figure out the colors of his shirt. It's not going to be perfect. This is probably the closest thing that I have. We'll see how this goes. Interesting. I'll leave room for his shoes down at the bottom here. And for his shoes, let's go with a dark gray. Now I am going to, add a little bit of definition there by the face. Now here's a silly idea that I had. And it's not necessary, of course, but to me it could be kind of fun. So I'm just trying to think of dimension-wise. Because after all, this game is fun for building. You'll see what I'll build here in a moment. Although you may already kind of know. And is that making sense so far? No, yes, no. You'll see. Actually, let's go up a level. Yes. Then over here, we'll have this. Then over here, we'll have this. We're going to have to extend this by 1 cube. Sure. We'll fill that in. And then here, we'll extend this, and we'll do a series of blocks. that. And we'll have another group of blocks here and here and there. That is silly. How about back here, just to, you can see something happening underneath there too. Okay. Now, the next thing that I'm going to do, actually let's back this out just a little bit too. Now I bring out my pen. Actually no. Let's put the pen away. I'm going to blend those colors a little bit first. I'm going with a darker one to start just because I wanted to. And mainly because I'm going to be coming back in after to do extra details around the head anyway. Now we'll blur that line there just a little bit. So yes. So if you saw the movie, let me know what you think. Was it super fun? Did you gather all your buddies, your mob? You go off to see that movie? Go with your parents? Go with your kids? That's always fun. Make an event out of it. When I was a kid, I used to think that the drive-in movie theater was a pretty fun experience. We didn't always stay for every movie. So what they generally do with those kinds of theater experiences, the ones that are on earliest are more general admission. Then it goes to kind of like PG kind of movies, and then movies that are a little bit more advanced, let's say. They could be a little scarier for the final movie. So you didn't always get to sit through all the movies of the night, which is a good thing, because, you know, if you were one of those kids that found yourself remembering the movies, you don't want to relive, you know, let's say aliens in your dreams. So that wasn't always necessary for you when you were a kid. Unless you really enjoyed, let's say, movie special effects, and that you could differentiate that in your head, then that was always okay. But sometimes the language isn't always so great in those movies either. So now let's see. I kept some of the square kind of there. Okay. Now we're going to see how much drawing time I actually gave this, which was not a lot. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to add little characteristics. And maybe I'll round out some of the edges too, but we know who this is. He was out whippersnipper and this garden implementation. So yeah, if you want to draw this with graph paper, well, it wouldn't be that much fun, I don't think. Mainly because you'd only be really looking at the drawing in kind of like that true two-dimensional sort of way. For at least the head of Steve, anyway. Of course, that's the gas tank. There you go. I think that's silly enough. Now, the last thing that I'm going to do in a moment will be, let's add some blockhead shade there, over here, underneath here, unnecessarily under the feet. I don't know if we should be smiling like that either, honestly enough. And we're going to blur a little bit of the shade. Some water and brush. Take away some of that extra stuff going on there. Well, I think that's going to be it for now. And yeah, that's kind of fun. All right, folks. I do believe that is it for now. Yeah, no, I think in the next one maybe we'll just do like a quick drawing of a Minecraft sword, and maybe we'll bend some blocks too. I think that'd be kind of fun. So, all right, well, I hope you have a wonderful day, and thanks for hanging out for a minute or so. And hopefully we'll see you again soon. Ciao for now.